can see this is blurring out, but my coffee mug says Hustle Juice. I have a
Oh,
little bit of this every morning.
I put some cinnamon sticks in mine now. I put a cinnamon stick in it.
Yeah, it keeps me going.
Yeah, makes it really flavor just bursts.
We have some more people just join. Welcome, welcome. If you just joined, let us know where.
From Arkansas here.
Hey, Felicia, welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, Chris. This is Sekou from Maryland.
Sekou, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We are going to get started here in a couple minutes. You still got time. If you're missing a guest, if you're missing a friend, a family, a coworker, associate that's supposed to be on this call, you still have time to get them on here. We're going to have an amazing call this morning. I'm excited for this call because there's going to be some information shared that I may not know about yet, which is very rare, but I'm excited. I'm glad you all are joining us. If you just joined, let us know where you're calling in from and who you are.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Deborah Carter, and I'm calling from California, and I'm a guest of Tim Neal.
Deborah, welcome.
Well, thank you.
Glad to have you here. Who
Good.
else joined?
Good morning, still Carla Wynn in the DMV.
Carla, welcome.
Thank you.
JD, Chris Allen.
Welcome, JD.
Hello, Affairs, Fort Worth, Texas.
Welcome from Texas.
And
Joining with Cologne, Robert Boisberg.
Welcome,
Texas.
Robert.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris.
Sharing the line. Hey, I don't care how you get here. If you're on a three-way call, sharing the Zoom call, as long as you're here.
I'm not we're in the same place.
Welcome, both of you. Welcome.
Thank you.
we're building.
Yes. As you should be. Welcome. We got Donnie, one of our master traders from Miami, Florida. Welcome, Donnie. We got some guest appearances here.
Roxy from Manhattan Beach, California.
Welcome, Roxy. Another one of our trading educators. Welcome, Roxy.
Thank you.
Kathy Austin Dowden from the great state of South Carolina.
Kathy, you back in the States now?
I'm back stateside. It's good to
Welcome,
be back.
Kathy.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. We have Builder Bear from California. Welcome. Got some California's representing, the West Coast is representing today. Who else do we have joining? We're going to get started here in about 60 seconds. Who else do we have? Go ahead.
Daniela from California.
Daniela from California, representing the West Coast again. Welcome. Can I get another Californian? Do we have one? Come on, let's keep the roll going. Don't. Somebody pop up from California.
Well, I'm not in California, but this is Latoya Landry in Missouri.
Latoya, you're welcome anyway, even though you're not from California. Welcome to the call.
What up, Chris? This is Jabari in Atlanta.
Jabari, welcome. We got someone from New Zealand also. Wendy from New Zealand. See, we're international now, in case you haven't noticed. We got some people in Africa, New Zealand. We got most of the states covered, but now we're going international. Who else do we have joining?
Hi, this is Kendra from Ocala, Florida.
Kendra, welcome to the call.
Thank you.
Tim Neal, Puerto Rico, Chris.
Welcome, Tim.
Hi, this is Tony from San Antonio.
Tony, welcome. Glad to have you.
Erica Neal, Puerto Rico.
Erica, welcome.
Thanks, Chris.
We got them all rushing in now. Everybody's rushing in. See, it's 9:01. Everybody wants to run to the line, get your tickets. We still got some tickets. They're not sold out yet. You can still come on, get on the call. Last minute announcements. Let us know where you're calling from and who you are.
JC Rangel, California.
California representing. Mr. Rangel, welcome. I'm guessing the baby isn't here yet since you're on this call.
Tuesday she will be. Tuesday.
There we go. Prayers. Let's give some ones and twos in the chat. Mr. Rangel is the president of our company, and he's expecting his little princess here next week.
I'm Stephen from Connecticut, the other side of the country.
Welcome. Welcome to the call. All right, we are 2 minutes in. Let's see. Do we have? I know we have our speaker on. Let's see if our speaker is ready.
Was born ready, Chris.
Born ready. That's the response I was expecting. Hold on 1 second. Let's get this call recorded.
Recording in progress.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bringing your body, yourself, your spirit, your mind to the call this Saturday, because you will not regret it. You could have been anywhere this morning. Saturday is usually soccer practice. You could be at volleyball, all the sports, kicks activities, right? But you chose to take some time out of your day to come and see what BYLD Network is talking about. Well, you're going to be thankful that you did that, because you're in store. Today, we have the presenter. He's one of the co-founders of our organization. He's also his peak, he's made over $1 million in a month. Let's fathom that. Some people haven't made $1 million in their lifetime. This gentleman has done it in a month. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's married. They're a power couple. His wife is one of the founders of the company also. He's a man of faith. His kids are learning to trade, and they are growing their business here at BYLD as well. Every time this gentleman speaks, you should be taking notes. You should be writing down. You should have a recorder, because he's going to give you some nuggets to go out and execute, and you will see immediate results. We had a leadership conference this weekend, and when I tell you we left that conference with information to grow our business, to multiply it, to duplicate what we've been missing, is an understatement. So I want you to put all your distractions away. You came to this call, so don't let anything distract you. Turn the TV off. Put the kids in the other room for about an hour. Pay attention. Get your notepads out. Get your recorders, because you got to hear what he has to say. You also got to see what he has to say. You have eyes, but this man will give you the vision of what BYLD is doing for 2026. So put some fires, put some ones, put some hand claps, put whatever you want in the chat to bring our host to the stage, Mr. Daniel Pacheco. Let's give him some love.
Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you for those kind words. I have nothing but respect for you. Thank you for helping me out with that gal yesterday from New Zealand. You took the time out of your busy schedule and really stepped in there, and that was phenomenal. For those of you that don't realize that Mr. Chris McHenry does so much for our organization that I don't know exactly what he does, but every time I need something, I know that I have to go to Chris. It doesn't matter what it is, but I have to go to Chris. And so, and Juan, which is our operations COO, these two men are the backbone of having BYLD operate the way that it does. And so when it comes to commissions, when it comes to marketing, scheduling, trainings, and all of that, Mr. Chris McHenry's always there. So he's an invaluable part of our company. So anyway, I want to share a few things with you. I'm going to share my screen here, and give me just a second. Let me pull up the presentation here, and we'll get started. Let's see here. And if you've never been, I know we have some guests on here today, and if you've never heard of BYLD Academy, understand that BYLD Academy is just one division of a company that has multiple verticals. We've been in business now for 2 years, and so we have so many verticals within that it would take a really long time to really go through everything. But I'm assuming, and I don't want to assume, but If you're on this particular webinar, it's because somebody told you about the exciting things that are happening in the Build Academy. Now, we also have home essentials. We have verticals that have to do with everything that a homeowner could possibly need in their home, which is phenomenal. And we have Mr. Brandon V, who is a very big part of that, one of our leaders, and his beautiful wife, Michelle, that is actually the VP of sales for that division. And so them together, they represent a lot of the home essentials. I'm not, if I'm leaving anybody out, it's not intentional. But we have people like Mr. Jabari that's on here today that's made a small fortune in the home essentials industry. And so with that being said, our focus here today for the next 2 hours is going to be Build Academy. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to be 2 hours. But we are going to go into details, okay? This is one of those presentations that you don't want to miss because we're going to be looking at the finite details of what it is that we have. And for starters, I want to say this. Mr. Chris McHenry mentioned that my children are actually going through the Build Academy. That is a true statement. I have two of my adult children that are constantly on the trainings, are learning how to trade, learning how to trade options, learning how to trade futures. And, I had, my daughter, Dulce, who's 21 years old, and she just turned 21. And, I don't know, maybe 3 days ago came and she had her best day trading. She made like $250 and, she did, a 30-minute trade or 40-minute trade. And it might have been 220. If I'm exaggerating, I apologize, but I don't remember the exact number. It was over $200 for sure. And so that was the best trade that she's had so far. Oh, sorry guys. Whoops, what happened here? I apologize. Let me turn my phone off. Hang on. Trying to turn this thing off and I can't. There we go. Okay. Now let me start sharing again because somehow I messed that up. Okay. Mr. Chris McHenry, can you edit all of that out, please? I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Build Academy, folks. Disclaimer number one, I am not a financial advisor, and all information shared during this event is for educational and informational purposes only. Build Network, Omni, and Algo Alpha do not guarantee income or financial results. Trading involves risk, and past performance does not guarantee future success. Participants are encouraged to use discretion and seek independent financial advice before making trading decisions. Do not ever give anyone your money to trade for you. Now, in this world, folks, you can make money. In this economy in the United States, there's only four ways of making money, and so we'll review this really quick because I think these numbers are important. They really put things into perspective. 90% or 95% of the population either work for somebody else or work for themselves, right? They're either an employee or they self-employ, right? And so the other 5% that are left over, these are the people that really control the money in this country. 4% are business owners. Now, when you think of business owners, I want you to think big. I'm not talking about the liquor store owner on the corner. I'm not talking about the small business, auto shop or that's not what, or the hairdresser that has a salon. That's not what I mean by business owner. Business owner, that 4% are companies that have leveraged people's time and effort. But to qualify, they have to have at least 500 employees. So that 4% are the business owners that can employ 500 people plus to be categorized in that 4%. Okay? So it's not just any business owner. We're talking about leveraging the efforts of minimum 500 employees or more. And then the 1%ers, those are the people that just put their money to work. Okay? And so we believe here at Build that you want to get over to that side of the equation, right? We want you to be part of either the 4% or the 1%. Now, because of how we're structured, because we are a company that gives you an opportunity that allows you to have, to leverage the efforts of others, you can potentially be in that 4%. You could potentially be in that 1% because we also encourage you to learn life skills about how to be able to work in the financial markets. So that being said, folks, we're going to talk about wealth building. We're going to talk about freedom. Now, that is the single most important thing for me is time freedom. How I spend it, who I spend it with, where I spend it, and how I spend it. All of those things are very, very important to me. Now, on top of that, to be able to be financially free is also very important. But the financial freedom that I crave isn't because of financial, it's because of the time. The older I get, I realize that every single second, every single minute, every single hour is that much more precious than the last one. And so time is really our most precious commodity. It's not the financial. Now, the financial, you get after it so that you can enjoy the time, right? But that's relative. You know, some people can enjoy time without money, and that's fine too. But that's really what this is about, folks. Whatever freedom means to you, I do believe that we have a program that can get you there. So, why should anyone trade with us in particular? Well, here's what I'm going to say. I am one of the founders of BYLD, but I got to say this. If we're not a good match for you to learn how to trade with us, find somewhere where you feel comfortable, okay? Because the benefits of learning this life skill are so good that it doesn't matter if you do them here, guys. We're not, we're here. If we're a good match for you, we'd love for you to be here. But if we're not, you can find this type of education in other places and find a place that works for you. Because these are the benefits. You can trade from anywhere with no boundaries. You could be in Nevada, you could be in Utah the next day, and you could be trading. Doesn't matter. You could be around, you could be in Europe, you could be on vacation. It doesn't matter. You could be your own boss, right? Trading allows you to treat it as a business where you're working for yourself. There's no employees, no inventory or infrastructure needed. Right now, I just shipped 1,000 units from Taiwan in a different business that I have. And just to find the place that I could safely accommodate for 1,000 pieces without having to pay the tariffs up front, and then being able to manage the shipping and the receiving and all that kind of stuff. It takes time. You have to have some infrastructure to be able to do that. But this trading allows you to learn. This is important. This is what I tell my kids. This is a life skill that could potentially supplement your income or replace it. So I don't know what your goals are, whether you want to replace your income or just supplement it. But when I tell you that this is real, it is real. Folks, I'll be sharing some personal testimonies on how this works in just a bit. But just understand that however big you want to make this, it can be, right? There's people that make millions a day in trading. There's people that make 1 million in a year. There's people that make six figures, and there's people that make zero, and there's people that lose money. So, and everything in between. So, who are we looking for? Anyone who is looking to make more money. Anybody. Okay. Now, we're also interested in promoting this to the younger generation. I am. Okay. So, as a parent of adult children, the only one I have 6 children, 5 of them are adults. Yeah, we still have one that's not an adult, but they're all going to learn how to trade. So I tell them, I don't care what you want to do. You want to be an artist, you want to be a singer, you want to go into ministry, if whatever you want to do, that's fine. But this you need to learn. Why? Because there's going to be a day where mom and I are not going to be here. And if you learn this one skill, you'll never have to worry about money again. Period. If you learn this one skill, you will never worry about money again. And so that's why I am so adamant about my children learning this, because this is a life skill that everybody should have. Everybody. Okay. Now, we're going to teach you how to trade the Forex market. This is the biggest one. $7 trillion a day gets traded in the market every single day, open 24 hours a day, runs about 5 days a week. And it's phenomenal. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Forex market in just a bit. The crypto market, this is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'm gonna start seeding, guys. You guys are gonna be exposed to something very soon in the crypto space that's just gonna blow your minds. Okay, I'm telling you. So just stay curious. I'm not gonna announce it today, but I'm gonna start seeding that something big is coming in the crypto space that is gonna knock your socks off. But we're not gonna talk about that today. But just keep it in the back of your mind. We're gonna teach you the futures market now. This is the market that I started with. So I'm going to just share my testimony with you guys, not to scare you, but to really make a point. When I first started trading, I wasn't taking it seriously. I, I was, at the time, I was trading. And I could fund an account very easily, and God had blessed me, and anyway, I opened up an account with 30 grand, and to me, it was like a video game. Okay. My very best friend in the world, his name is Mr. Tim Silva, was teaching me how to trade. But I wasn't listening to him. I wasn't following instructions. I was playing around like it was a video game. And I remember our CEO, Mr. Wences Navarro, was with me and witnessed this. And I was very cocky, and I was very um, uh I'm embarrassed to even admit it, but I was very cocky, and I was like, it's just money, just add zeros, whatever. I wasn't respecting the funds that I had put in there, and I just started clicking around. I started clicking around, and just whenever I thought I could get into a trade, I just click it like a video game. And the very first day, I lost $8,000. By the end of the first week, I had lost $28,000, and um my friend Tim was like, "You're not respecting your funds. You're not respecting the trading. You're not following the rules. And I'm done with you. I'm not going to teach you." And I go, "What? Are you serious?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm not going to teach you." And so I had to humble myself and ask for forgiveness so that he would teach me. Okay. And I took the next 2.5 years off to trade full time. And I got to tell you that I wound up making a ton of money in the futures market. We developed our own software, and it really just from this one life skill led me to the crypto market. And in the crypto market, I've made millions of dollars. Just like I just shared with you that I lost in my first day 8,000, I can also share with you that I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in futures, and made millions trading crypto. So that wasn't the end of the story. That was how my story went. But I could tell you that in just one trade, I've made $288,000 in one trade. And so, that's just so that you can gauge that this is powerful. This could change your life. I mean, $288,000 in one trade, uh, you know, that there's people that don't make that in a year, right? So that's the power that this unleashes. And if you learn it, not only to trade, but how to get funded. See, in the futures market, in the Forex market, there's programs out there that if you learn it, they will actually fund you with somebody else's, with a prop firm's money so that you can trade. So there's no excuses. You could learn the skill and you could find the money. If you get good at it, you can always make money in this market. So that's why it's so powerful. Then we have the options market. And this one is the only one that I have not traded. I'm scared of it. Even though Miss Roxy Acosta is teaching my children, I am so intimidated because they speak a language that I've yet to learn. But I will tell you this, the options market, if you learn the options market, the futures market is a cinch. The Forex market is a cinch. And the crypto market's even easier than those two. So if you learn, if I had to do it all over again, I would start with options because that is by far the most complete learning experience within the trading sphere. Now, am I saying is it better than the rest? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are things in the options markets that you cannot do in the other three. So the level of complexity and sophistication in the options market is higher, in my opinion, than futures and Forex and crypto. So, but we have educators on all of this. So you're going to learn all of the foundational things that every single person that's ever looked at a trading chart has to learn. You're going to learn about supply and demand. You're going to learn about support and resistance. You're going to learn about retracements. You're going to learn about pivot points. You're going to learn about buy zones, and you're going to learn that price action and volume and Fibonacci retracements and all this stuff. And it's all, pips and ticks, and it's a new language, and that's fine. You're going to learn that in about 30 days. But the most important thing on this slide is where you see trade psychology. Okay? Trade psychology. Once you can manage your emotions, you could be deadly in trading. But you have to manage yourself first. So trade psychology is probably by far the most important thing that you have to master. Second to that, I would say risk management, which is what I was not doing when I started to trade. And so risk management and trade psychology, you really dive into those two. The rest is easy, guys. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy. It's simple. Trading is simple, but it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. But if you follow the rules, this could dramatically change your life. Now, to help you along the way, we have tools and software. I'm not going to dive into Omni today. I'm going to talk about Einstein, and I'm going to talk about Algo Alpha. And before I do, I just want to point out to you that the way we teach you is through our video library. That's one way, where you can watch pre-recorded videos of everything that we teach. Second, live training sessions. That means that at a certain time on a live Zoom, you're going to be with an educator that are going to teach you from A through Z how to trade. They're going to be there to answer questions live. It's going to be a live Q&A session, live training session. Then we have live trading sessions. So now in the market, in the mornings, there's always somebody that's in the markets trading. And when they trade, you're watching what they're doing. They're telling you why they're going into a trade. So now you take what you've learned in videos and in the live training sessions, and now you see it being applied in real time while you're on the Zoom. Now, we've had people that have never traded before that have been on those live trading sessions that just follow along what the educator is doing. And that's a good way to get started because you have somebody that is guiding you through the process. And so those are the three ways that we will teach you how to trade the markets. Here's some of our educators. And Mr. Jasiel Aracuente, phenomenal training. Every time I ask somebody, hey, were you on with Jasiel? They are super excited. They love this man. Donnie Pips, oh my gosh. He's a fan favorite. and I actually I lean on Donnie a little bit. Whenever I have an issue, I go to Donnie, right? When it has anything that has to do with broker accounts and algorithms, and he's been a second pair of eyes for me when I've been vetting different systems. So Donnie Pitts, phenomenal educator and a phenomenal human being as well. Everybody here is a phenomenal person. Roxy Acosta, or Roxy Castellanos hyphen Acosta. She is, my wife and I have entrusted our children to her to learn the options market because, like I said before, I really think that it's the complete package. And beautiful soul, incredible educator. She's upped her account by 300%. Just her style of trading is all about how the market actually moves, and she breaks it down very, very simplistically so that anybody can understand, even if you've never traded before. Mr. Sebastian Aristarian, we're going to be probably taking him off the roster. He's been having some health issues, and I don't see a path to recovery right now in the short term. So we're probably going to find a new educator in Spanish. So we're going to have some conversations over the weekend, but we may have to be replacing our Forex Spanish trader. Lex Trades, options master trader. This gentleman is really phenomenal. 24 years old, 25 years old, has built a community of travel and trade. I've seen him speak live. He's a fantastic educator. He trades futures and options, but he teaches options here at Build Academy. Him and Ms. Roxy Castellano kind of work together. And then we have Mr. Maurice Katz. He's a futures master trader, And we're still working out the details of when he's going to come on board formally to be instructing in the futures market. But I can tell you, I've known this man for 20 years. I watch him trade in the morning sometimes, and one day he makes 5 grand, 12 grand, 1,000 is a low day. He teaches you how to get funded with prop firms, and it's just a phenomenal trader as well. And so we have a very, very complete lineup of traders here. Tools and software. Now, this is important, folks, because as you're learning, we believe that you can use technology to offset the learning curve. So you could use technology to offset the learning curve. What does that mean? Well, it takes time to master anything that's brand new. It takes time, energy, focus, and desire, right, to get that end result. And I already told you that trading is simple, but it's not easy. So we have the technology on our side to make that journey easier, not only make it easier, but also make it profitable while you're learning. And that's like, I mean, that is like the best thing, right? So we have the Einstein scanner. I mentioned Mr. Donnie Pips because he is not only an educator, but he is also a programmer. This man understands technology backwards and forwards, and he's developed a tool that can help you trade when you're not in a live trading session. Let's say that session is over. Let's say that session trading live in the markets was an hour. And but you have some extra time and you want to trade a little bit more. But now the educator is no longer there holding your hand. That's where the Einstein scanner comes in, because this piece of software is, I believe, I don't believe I have them written down, but and Donnie's on here right here. Donnie, are you there? Can you open up your mic real quick?
Yes, yes, sir. I'm here. How you doing today?
Oh, blessed and highly favored. You know what? I saw your name come across the screen, and instead of me trying to explain this, which you're here. Why don't you just explain this slide for us and tell us about the Einstein scanner, how it came to be, and how people are using it today?
Well, I've been developing. Well, I'm a quants trader by design. So originally, I have been in the trading space for over 17 years. I started out in coding as a, as you said, an options trader. So yes, we do start in options. I'm a series coder, and Einstein was a thought that I came up with being on the 6th floor of the computer room at one of a stock firm. And Einstein takes high probability trades and lets you know this is where majority of the traders are going to enter the market. Now, I'll post a screenshot in for the month of February. Einstein in week 1, Einstein did $6,900. In week 2, Einstein did $4,800. In week 3, Einstein did $2,400. And last week, before Friday, Einstein had done $5,000, having one losing day. Now, these are high probability trades that allow even the beginners, and I always call it a trade assistant, right? While you're learning, you're earning. And this is the best place to do it at, is at BYLD, because you're earning money using the Einstein scanner while you're learning from our, fearless leader, Roxy, from the other educators, from myself, GCL. You are earning money while still learning. And I think that's the foundation of what BYLD brings, because again, in order to build anything, you have to start with the foundation. And I believe Einstein is the foundation of what we're doing here at BYLD.
Fantastic. So now, can you walk us through, for somebody that's brand new, this is what do these lines mean here for the they're watching this for the first time and they're looking at arrows or looking at candles. What does this all mean? Did I lose you, Donnie?
I got muted, but those lines are take profit lines. Those are high probability take profit lines. I'll actually update this slide so that way you guys can see how it actually looks. But those lines are probability trades. This is, hey, this is where the market is going to go. And those lines also represent in the market strong areas of rejection. So it's letting you know, hey, this is where the market could reject that. So we want to be safe and take profit. But if the market keeps going, we're going to let you know where it's going to. Okay, so it's giving you a high probability trade. It's giving you an entry level trade that says, you know what, let me take my time. And the best thing about Einstein is it's going to give you time to get in the trade.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Donnie. Appreciate you being on here.
You're welcome. Let's build.
Absolutely. Let's build. And with these types of tools and technology, folks, it really takes out the learning curve, right? Because there is a learning curve. But when you have this, it's kind of like having training wheels. So if you don't have Donnie live, you still have Donnie with you when you're trading on your own. So absolutely love this tool. Everybody that has used it has loved this tool. And it is just an amazing piece of software. Now I'm going to shift a little bit to the next part of technology that we have. We also have automated trading systems. And we've partnered up with a company called Algo Alpha. And they provide some what's called algorithms, or that's a fancy way of saying auto trader, right? That's all it is. It's an auto trader. And the Alpha Algo system is an institutional grade trading software that can mirror advanced algorithms and professional traders to execute trades on your behalf. Now, what that means is that as you're learning, as you're manually trading to really collapse time frames, you could actually be running an algo that's actually producing while you're still learning how to trade manually. Because the very best thing is to learn, folks. The very best thing is for you to learn how to trade manually. You can make a lot more money. But there are systems out there that are for those people that are too busy to take the time to learn. You may have the desire, but guess what? Life gets in the way. You may want to learn how to trade, but guess what? You're too tired because you've working 40 hours a week. Whatever the reason is, right? Maybe you have children and you're taking care of them, taking them to school, doing this, doing that, and just the hours really don't allow you to be able to take time off to be able to do it. So there's algos that look at the market, they make a technical analysis, then they make a buy and sell decision, and then the trade executes, right? So the algorithms that we have work 24/7. They never get tired. They don't need a coffee break. They just look at the data, analyze that data, make a buy and sell decision, and then execute the trade. Now, it doesn't matter if this happens. See, these four things, whether you're trading live yourself or a machine is doing the trading, it's still the same four steps have to happen. There has to be access to market, which gives you the price and the asset. And at what time did this asset hit this price? That's market data. Technical analysis is, wait a second, are we in a supply zone or a demand zone or support or resistance? That's what the technical analysis is there's news updates. Well, you're analyzing that market data. And then that buy sell decision is made, right? Am I going to short it or I'm going to go long? And then the trade execution, right? All of this has to happen. Whether it's manual trading or algorithmic trading, has to happen. Algo Alpha does it instantaneously for you with no participation on your end. Okay, right out of the box, it's ready to go. Now, once again, disclaimer: past performance is not indicative of future performance. Right? Can you lose money in trading? Absolutely. Can you lose money in algorithmic trading? Absolutely. Is this risky? Absolutely. If you're risk adverse, is this for you? Probably not. However, let me give you the numbers so that you understand what this is. This particular algo, Intelligent Portfolio, has done 192% growth in about 2.5 years. This is a percentage, 192%. Crypto Alpha is 658%, which is phenomenal. This is in about 2.5 years as well. This is one of the strongest algos that we have in terms of the performance of it, 658%. I mean, just in one trade last month, it did 80,000. It's a phenomenal system as well. We have Algo Alpha Trader, which has done 420%. This is more slow and steady wins the race. And then we have Algo Alpha X, which has done 84.76%. Now, let me add to this. this particular algo can be paired with certain types of accounts that could 10x those results. So if you 10x it over the last 2.5 years, then the real percentage would be 847% on this exact algo. And I'll show you the live numbers in just a second. But we also have a new algo that's out. This one has done 1,306%, okay, in 2025. 1,306%. Now, what I love about this particular algo is that these are the results of 2025. No losing months, okay, at all. And here's the other thing that I love about it. The drawdown on this is 10.8. What does that mean? 10.8 means that the maximum risk to the account has been 10.8, and that is very low. So one of our safest ones, which is the Algo Alpha X, is at 6% drawdown. That's our most safest one. That one in 32 consecutive months has only lost 1 month. This one in 14 months has not lost at all. The drawdown is 10.8. The Intelligent Portfolio and the Crypto Alpha and all the other ones, the drawdown is between 15 and 19%. So the safest ones by far are Alpha X and the Gold Alpha, which is at 10.8 drawdown. Now, this is what it did with all of the safety parameters that have been added to it. Since November to now, this has averaged around 33%, if I'm not mistaken. November did 14.5, December did 35.21% on your account in 1 month. In 2026, 57.45%. And I don't have an updated slide here with, so I'm just going to take you live. And can you guys still see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take you to the latest numbers. This is live, folks. This is my FX book. Every time we open up a new account, we connect to my FX book because this is a third-party auditor that actually gives you all of the numbers of what the account is actually producing. So there's no manipulation of numbers. This is a third party that does it. This is what it is, okay? So there's the live numbers. Actually, that was low. The monthly average has been 36.66%. Over the last 4 months, it's gone up 281% on the account balance. And at the time of that snapshot in February, whatever it was, 21% or whatever it was, we ended up this month with 56.44%. Last month, 57.45. This month, 56.44. Now, guys, is that pretty good? Jabari is like, show me the money. How many people, guys, this is like, everybody says the words. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. And I own a software development company, guys, and I've developed algos, not in recent times, but I understand the how they work. And I remember having a conversation with our CEO many years ago. If you could find a way that consistently gives you 3% a month, it's a winner. Well, we have that already. Algo Alpha X, straight equity, will give you that. But when it's funded, it's going to average about 10%. This one is a beast. I've never seen something with a 10.8 drawdown, which is super safe. It doesn't mean there's no risk. I'm not saying zero risk, but it's in terms of the algo world, okay? It's a very, very low drawdown. And having these now, is this going to happen every month? No. This is going to average, if it does what it does last year, it's going to average about anywhere from 25 to 27% a month. That was the average last year. So if it performs as well as it did last year, that's the average, 27%. Now, that being said, let me show you what this is being sold for through our program. Okay, so give me just a sec here. Let me go to pricing here. Can you guys see my screen? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So 2026, you should be looking at January because I hadn't updated the slide. 57.45. I already showed you live what it did in February. And this is what Warren Buffett says. If you don't know who he is, he's one of the richest men in the world. Says if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And that's a true statement, folks. That's why we see sometimes our elderly are working at Costco, they're working at Walmart, they're working at Walgreens, they're driving Uber, they're doing DoorDash. Why? Because they never figured out a way to leverage time, money, or people. And that's the reality. And so if you want to get to that 5% where 1% of the population actually puts their money to work, and the other 4% that are business owners that leverage people's efforts, 500 plus, you got to do something different, folks. You got to think a little bit different. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. So if you're at that point in your life where change needs to come into your life, if you don't like the way 2025 ended, then you have to think differently. You have to act differently. You have to execute differently. You have to go into action differently. Now, it may not be with us. Maybe it's with somebody else. But if we're a good fit for you financially or culturally or just we're like a big family here at Build, right? And if you like that family environment, you're gonna have a good time here, right? You're gonna learn with some of the best educators, and some of my best friends are in this company because of how we've set it up, and some of the new friends that we've made along the way in these last 2 years are just phenomenal. So if you're about that small feel, even though we're not a small company, we're about to hit a major growth spurt here, but you're gonna feel like you're with family. So what's the cost? Well, number one, we have 3 tiers, right? We have that tier for people that just want to learn how to trade. And if you want to learn this life skill, and I already gave you all the reasons why you should, already told you that you should prepare the next generation with us. So if you want access to all the education only, then it's a one-time out-of-pocket of $200. And then it's $99.99 a month. So $100 a month. So $200 to get started, $100 a month. And let me tell you this, folks, we are grossly underpriced. Okay, I'm not going to say the name, but if you go to the Online Trading Academy, it's $30,000. Did I just say that? Please, Chris, just edit the video. I don't want anybody to be upset with me. But if you go to learn Forex, futures, crypto, and options, it's 30 grand. If you go to Live Search, which is phenomenal, you should go. Go to Live Search, okay? They put up events all over the United States. I've been to them many times. And you'll have a great time. But if you go to their weekend course, it's $100 to go, and you get bombarded with education for 2 days, which is phenomenal. But then they're going to hit you with 30 grand for exactly what we show you here with people that trade the markets live every day. So we are grossly underpriced at $200 and $99 a month. Okay. So that's your cost. Now, we do not have the Einstein scanner in this package. You don't have the technology component to this package. This is strictly education. You have access to the live trading, you have access to the live training sessions, you have access to the video library, and that's it, right? So $200 one time out of pocket, and then $100 a month. Now we have the elite package. The elite package has everything that we just talked about in terms of the education, but on top of that, we have the technology component built into it. So we have the Einstein scanner for the Forex market only. Okay. So we had the privilege of having Mr. Donnie Pips here explain to us how this works. For manual trading, it allows you to basically have Donnie there with you when Donnie's really not there, because he developed that software to look for the trading setups that he's teaching you. So he teaches you live, teaches you in video, teaches you in live trading sessions. And then, oh, by the way, here's a tool that when I'm not around and you want to trade on your own, it's going to show you the trade setups that I've been teaching you. That's how powerful that tool is. That one tool alone is worth a one-time out-of-pocket of 500, but we go beyond that. We believe in giving value. And once again, guys, we are grossly underpriced. Grossly underpriced. Because we are including 3 algorithmic strategies with the elite package. Okay? 3 strategies are included with the elite package. One time out of pocket of $500 and $150 a month. That's your commitment here. The premier package, one time out of pocket of $1,000 one time, has the Einstein scanner, which in the elite package is for the Forex market only. Well, guess what? That tool that Mr. Donnie Pibbs developed, not only is it good for the Forex market, but it is just as good for the options market, for stocks, for futures, for the crypto market as well. So now it's fully unlocked. That tool, whatever asset class you want to trade, if you want to trade gold, it's calibrated for trading gold as well. That one, folks, is phenomenal because it unlocks tremendous value by opening up all of the other asset classes with the Einstein scanner. Again, we are grossly underpriced. That one tool alone is worth the sign-up package, which is $999. However, it also includes 7 algorithmic strategies, up to 7 algorithmic strategies. So, and then $200 a month. Now, this is our promotion for the next 30 days. So please, if you're on here, take notes. If this is your first time, you may not understand how powerful this is, but just understand this. The Gold Alpha that has done 1,306%, that has averaged 27%, that has done incredible amounts of profitability, that particular algo is going to be included for the next 30 days in the elite package. So for those of you that are considering joining, that algo will be a part of the 3 strategies for the elite only for the next 30 days, which means all of March. Okay? At the end of March, that particular algo will only be available in the premier package. But for the next 30 days, we will include it in the elite. So if you're in the chat, are you guys understanding this? Are you guys understanding this promotion? Okay. Now, how many in the chat think this is phenomenal? Absolutely. Yeah, this is huge, guys, because you've been around and you understand, right? Those 3 strategies, one of those 3 strategies will be the Gold Alpha for the next 30 days, one time out of pocket of $500 and $150 a month. Moving forward past March, okay, it will only be available in the premier package, okay? Now, again, we believe in giving value. So if you're here for the very first time, you can see that there is a monthly commitment to this. Well, instead of $99 a month or $150 a month or $200 a month, if you find value with what we have and you like learning and you like the algos and you like the technology and you like what we're doing here at BYLD Academy, and you go out and refer to a few people, actually not a few people, 4 people to be exact, that are on the same membership level that you are, then you don't have to pay your monthly commitment. So refer 4, pay no more, okay? You do pay for the initial, the 500 or the 1,000 or the 200, that, that's, you're always going to pay that. But the monthly commitment is waived when you go and refer 4 people of the same subscription level as you or higher, and it's refer 4, pay no more. So folks, that is our presentation here. Now, if you want to stick around for about 5 more minutes, I want to show you my live account, okay? Because documentation is better than conversation. So if you want to stick around, for 5 minutes, I will be going into my own account so that you could see the results on a live account of what's been going on over the last 30 days to be exact. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Can you see my screen? Are you seeing the MyFX book here?
The PowerPoint still showing.
Oh, it's on the PowerPoint. Thank you, Chris. Let me stop. Let me share. And again, if you don't care about this, you don't have to stick around. That's fine. But I do want to show you how powerful this is. And I'm going to go ahead and log into my account. And let me put it in English. And here we go. So we're going to go over here to funds. And I'm going to go in here to transaction history. Now, how many of you were at the event in Nevada this last weekend? Put it in the chat. I don't know if you remember. I think I showed this there, and the account balance was very different on that day. So if you look at here, on the 21st of January, I deposited $2,000. And then I said, okay, wow, this is pretty good. So I went and I deposited another just shy of $5,000 into the account. And that's why you see a debit here, because I was actually on a GNTX. I was running a different algo on $5,000. And then I closed that out and I moved. That's why you see a debit and a credit here, because I just moved from this account into this account. Okay. So on the 28th, I had this money and I had this money in the account. So just shy of $7,000 in the account. Okay. That was on the 28th, right? There's the date. Today is the 28th. And we look at the account. That's the account balance, $10,033.21. So for those of you good at math, how much money did I gain in 30 days? $3,060. Correct. $3,060. And how long? In 30 days. Now, what did I do in order to make that money? Nothing. I just opened the account, deposited the funds, and let it go right out of the box. That's it. I've done nothing else. And this is what you need to understand. That on the 28th, for those of you that follow the market, what happened on the 28th? Who knows what happened on the 28th of January? Gold dropped. Thank you, Dr. Felicia Smith. Yes. Yeah. Well, some people call it a correction. I call it a red day. It was horrible. It was like an 11% drop in the market. It was a historical drop in gold because gold doesn't move that way. And so the very day that I funded it, I lost $445. So what you see as profit would have been an extra $445 had I started on the 29th. So I lost $445 on the day that I funded it with 7,000. I lost because the market dropped. Had I started a day later, I would have had to recover that money and then make more money, right? And so that's why when you see that the account itself for the month of February did 55% or whatever it was, well, that's not showing on my account because I first had to recover out of a loss. And that took a few days before. But even with that loss, this is what I'm trying to tell you, that even with that loss, $3,060 on a $7,000 account is how much percentage wise? All right, come on. Who are my math people here? What percentage is that? Yeah, it's over 40%. It's about 42, 43% approximately. That's huge, guys. That is absolutely huge. So now you might be thinking, well, that's just one story, whatever. But I want to actually turn over the mic to our president, presidente, Mr. JC Rangel, who is on here, I believe. And if JC, if you're there, if you could open up your mic, I don't know if you could share your screen or not, but let me know. So if you can, I'll stop sharing mine. Um, and that way you could kind of tell us a little bit about what your experience has been with the algo so far.
Hey, what's up, Danny? Can you hear me?
Absolutely, yes.
Great, 1 second. Yeah, so I'll share my screen. I funded mine. Well, I'll tell you when I funded it. I think it started trading. I'm sending a request to share my screen. It started trading on the 26th, and I'll show you. So it's only been 2 days, okay? So 2 days of trading, if I'm not mistaken. So let me show you what that looks like. So I've got two accounts. What's interesting is that I first deposited $2,000 in the morning, and I was waiting for another transaction to come in because I have bought some crypto, so it wasn't cleared. And then I deposited another 6,600 or something. I'll tell you right now. So about 6,200 and 2,000. They were supposed to be one account, but I don't know what happened. So if you see here, it says Gold Alpha and Gold Alpha. So, but anyways, so this $2,000 account is up
You see,
100.
that's the master one that is copying from.
Okay, which one?
The 2050, that's the one it's copying.
Oh, got it. Okay, good. Because I deposited 2,000, then the other one came up, and I'm like, well, what's going on? So, okay, perfect. Okay, great. So here we go. So this is my account here, and I'm gonna click on this. So I'll tell you when the first trade took place, February 24th. So it's been 4 years. 4 days, excuse me, 4 days. 4 days. Even if it was 4 years, okay, that's better than your bank, right? But it's been 4 days. So in 4 days, I'm up 525.26%. Profits are about $336 in 4 days. Now I've got that's our Algo Alpha back office, but I've also got my oops. Let me move this out the way 1 second. I'm logging into my broker account, right? So people can see, because we get two things. We get this. So I already have one that I funded December 29th. I started with 5,300. Okay. And that one is up an amazing amount as well. But this is the one that we're looking at, the gold one, the one that we're talking about as well. So I'm at 6,700. So it's weird. It's about 6,700. I think what I deposited was about 6,200. Where do I go? Do I go to trading history?
You go to funds over on the left. Go to funds and go to transaction history. Right there.
Perfect.
And that'll tell you the date of the deposits.
Okay, so as you can see here, the deposits happened on the 19th, right? On the 19th, deposits, but I didn't start trading it because I didn't have the money I needed, right? Then on the 23rd, I deposited another 2,300. Then I deposited another 1,500 and another 915. If you add that up, it's about 6,200. So yeah, I'm up about what, almost 6% in 4 days since it started trading.
Guys,
which is pretty awesome.
amazing.
So I'm
Thank
very
you.
excited about it. I have my other one. Our other one, I'm on the more conservative one. I started with their 5,300 and I'm up over 6,000. So I'm up about 9% on that other one over the course of 2 months, which is still phenomenal. But if that's phenomenal, then what do you call this, right? It's crazy, right? So yeah, Danny, I'm very excited, man.
Yeah, and you know what? One of the things that we hear all the time And I hear this all the time, guys. It's too good to be true, right? But I want you to understand one thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then we'll be done for today. But you guys have hung out here with me for over an hour, but I want to show you one last thing, so you could really understand when I say that we're grossly underpriced, that's not just words, that's reality. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. And this time, I'm going to show you what this is being sold for. Because you might be thinking, yeah, whatever, everybody says that. Well, no, we don't. This is a reality. Okay, so if you look at this, can you guys see my screen? It should say systematic trading technology for portfolio allocation. You guys see that?
Yep.
Okay, this is Algo Alpha and what they sell it for. Okay, so please don't record this. This is not. This is just for you to see. Chris, you may want to end the recording now.
Recording stopped.
This is the disclaimers, right? I'm not going to go over them again. I already told you could lose money and it's risky and past performance is not indicative of future results and blah blah blah. So, in the current markets, people don't have as much um stocks. They have to have a lot of money to trade it, bonds, crypto, things shifting, regulatory shocks, manual trading, emotional execution, inconsistency. Now, obviously, they don't teach people how to trade, so they have to they trade it, they sell against it, right? I don't believe that. I believe everybody should learn how to do this. Why is my screen moving, guys? Is somebody moving my screen? Okay. All right. So how does it work? Choose a strategy, connect your broker, watch it run. Here's what's important. You're in control of your money. Nobody else is. Nobody touches your money, right? I want to keep repeating that so you understand. You are the only person that touches your money. Nobody makes money on your money. The only way we make money is on the licensing fee and the monthly fee. That's it. Now, third-party verification, it's also CPA certified. All of these algos are certified by a CPA on top of the third-party verification. $3 million in capital has been added to these algos, 92 users, and the average account balance right now is $37,000. Now, here's exactly what I just showed you. These are the algos that we have, or the exact algos that they have. Okay. Now, if you look at Gold Alpha, the average has been 27.3%. The minimum capital requirements for this one is $2,000. All the other ones have higher capital minimums. Alpha X, you need a minimum of 5,000. 20,000 for Crypto Alpha, 25,000 for Alpha Trader, 50,000 for Intelligent Portfolio, and 20,000 for Alpha X Straight Equity. Okay, those are the minimum capital requirements for those strategies. Gold Alpha has outperformed all of them, and the minimum is 2,000. If you heard something that Chris just said, Chris told JC, your account's the one above. That's the master account that we all trade off of. That means we copy trade an account that's at $2,000 and we keep it at $2,000, which means that every week we withdraw the profits of that account because we want it to be at 2,000. Why? Because when it's calibrated by lot sizes, and the lot size is at 0.01% of a lot for every $2,000 deposited. So that will calibrate automatically on its own, depending on your particular account balance. But in order to do that, we have to keep it at that 2,000 mark. And so it's calibrated for 2,000. The master account that we all trade off of is at 2,000, and it will remain at 2,000 so that it works properly. So that means that all these other ones have those minimum balances in them for them to work. Okay. And so it's averaged 27.3%, 1.2 years, no losing months. This trades one asset class, which is gold, and it's doing phenomenally well. Now, I kind of showed you these screenshots already, so I'm not going to go through them again, but I want to get to the pricing. This is what it's being sold for. Okay. You need to know this. Okay. Because I've gone to my investor friends and I've actually sold two of the algos, the Alpha X the gold alpha, the one that you guys are gonna get for $500. I sold those for 15 grand. Then I sold another one on its own for 5,000. These are people that are never gonna join network marketing. These are investors. These are like A plus accredited investors that are never gonna be in network marketing for whatever reason, right? In fact, if I would tell them that it's $500, they wouldn't buy it because they would think that based on the price, it wouldn't work. Okay, I'm telling you, that's the reality and the perception that they would have. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that if you have an opportunity to jump on board with the 500 or the Premier, right? Because this Gold Alpha will not be available for $500 past March. Okay, so if you understand the value that I'm showing you right now, this is reality. Last week alone, 6 of these were sold outside of me for between minimum $5,000 to $7,500 each. And it's not slowing down. Okay. Now, this is a different model. This is Facebook advertising and all that. But I've seen algos that are sold for $12,000 licensing and $25,000 licensing. So when I tell you we're grossly underpriced, guys, you're probably thinking I'm just saying that. I'm not. I'm telling you, I can go sell this for 5 grand today. No problem. So look at the pricing. From 0 to 50,000, $97. From 50,000 to 150,000, $347. And they don't bat an eye. From 150,000 to 500,000 deposits, $600. From 500,000 to $1 million, $1,097. From $1 million plus, enterprise. It's custom charge. So we are grossly underpriced. When I say that, please believe what I'm telling you. Now, that's enough for that. Wanted to show you that because this March Madness promotion, that's exactly what it is. It's madness. You know, I was telling Mr. JC Langhand, I said, look, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I said, you know what? Let's give it to everybody for $200 and $99 a month. He says, no way. And he was right because I want all of you guys to win. But at 500 bucks, guys, there's nothing even remotely close in the marketplace that you can go to that has these types of numbers at these price points to change your life. $500 one time out of pocket, and $150 a month. Moving forward in March, that's the deal. Get after it, guys. If you don't have it, fund your account, buy it, upgrade, do whatever you need to do. But upgrade and fund your account. You can start with as little as $2,000. And we have the MyFX book attached to the master account so you can see the performance. And you are going to build your own testimony. That's the best way to do. You got to be a product of the product. You want to, if you're selling weight loss. If I'm selling weight loss, and I've been taking this product and I haven't lost weight, then it doesn't work, right? You can't do that. You got to be a product of the product. This is your product. You got to be a product of it. So get after it, guys. That's it for today. Hope you guys had a good time here. I'm having a great time. I think this is phenomenal. So that's it. How many in the chat are excited about this promo? All right, guys. Well, have a wonderful day. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.